Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Hi, I'm Lucy James, and I listen to the One Up Gaming Podcast.
Welcome to our podcast. We've got a lot to say about all the latest games you're gonna wanna play. We'll tell you what's on Xbox, PS3, PC, and more. We'll chat about some random stuff till you're rolling on the floor. This is One Up Gaming. Sit back and grab a drink. It's time to give a listen to what we have to think.
Hi, just David here from One Up Gaming. Got me tablet this time because my computer's over there somewhere, can't see the screens. So my tablet, I've got my script of my bits and bobs. So I guess, first of all, welcome to the One Up Gaming Podcast, episode 267, I think. I really should write this down. It's got 266, so I guess it's 267 this week. Still not great, but I'm feeling a lot better than I was. This cold is really not great. Not COVID. Touch wood. I've never officially had COVID yet, so I don't know what that's like. But anyway, please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We've got our other site where you can buy t-shirts and stuff at ougtech.co.uk. We have our album out available to buy, which is available from like iTunes and Google Play and the Amazon store, called Games Inspired Music. With this, it's more backing music as it was going to be for our sort of TV show, but unfortunately that fell through, so we just released it as an album. It's only about £5. We can buy the first 100 podcasts from audiobooksontape.com, and that's only like £9, and £1 of each sale goes to the Child's Play charity. So I guess I'll just start by going through some of the games that I've played this week. So this week, some of the games that I've played, I will just mention, first of all, I am a Newcastle fan. I don't actually have a Newcastle, which is weird. Got a lot of others, but no Newcastle. Anyway, the takeover finally went through this week, well, yesterday, and I'm so happy. Yes, I know they can go on about human rights, yes, they can go on about all the things that they will be talking about, but Mike Ashley has just been treading water with that club for 15, 14 years, and it needed to change. Anything would have happened. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen in the near future. Hopefully things will go smoothly. I'm not expecting to see 5 new players bought. It will just be a steady, slow increase. Couple of players to make sure we don't get relegated, and then we'll be able to get rid of a lot of players in the summer to then bring in newer players. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what actually happens. So moving on, so the first games that we'll talk about, it's on Xbox Gold, the Mulaka, I think it's called. It's a open world, hack and slash, kind of like journey sort of game. So it's like set in the desert, you're going through, and it's not very good. Graphically, it's okay, but it's probably because it's very abstract. But the combat wasn't great, the movement wasn't great, the camera's not great, but it's included with the service, so give it a go, see what you think, leave a comment and see whether I'm wrong or not. I had a little go on Demolition Derby 2 Circuit, and this was on mobile, and I don't know if it's like the one developer or there's just like one engine that's like an open world engine, and they've just slapped banger cars into it because the collision impact doesn't feel great. Graphically, it looks okay for a mobile game. I mean, I hate saying for a mobile game, but what else can I say? It's not a dedicated, full graphics car on there. But it's free, it's got ads all over the place, like all of them. So it's not the best. I wouldn't recommend it. The handling's not great. The first game that I played of eFootball 2022, and I mean, what can you say? Technically, the game's okay. The game itself does seem to have changed to a much more physics-based system. So, like momentum. So you run in one direction, you try and turn, and your player still sort of like trots off, like he's on ice to the wrong direction. It's quite funny, but I can see like where they're coming from. It will need a lot of updates, a lot of like tweaks to it. But I played it, I kind of enjoyed it. The passing feels very weighty, the ball feels very heavy, solid. The shooting just doesn't seem crisp enough. Unfortunately, I will say this year FIFA's so much better. The next game that I played, again, everyone went on about how bad this game was, but I'm late to the party, I haven't played it before, so I had a quick go on it. Homefront, The Revolution. I was quite enthralled with the story, it seemed quite good. And I mean, the gameplay is nothing special, but when I want a story-driven sort of game, it was quite fun just to go along, click some buttons and watch some cutscenes and see people get killed. What more do you need?
Walker's a spark.
So next up, Samurai Shodown 2, and with this one, I couldn't tell you what the hell I was doing. It was probably the hardest fighting game I've played in a very, very long time, and I could hardly even hit the computer opponent, even on the very easy setting. So I'm not going to talk about it. I don't understand the game. It was just not my sort of game. Another game which I wanted to play so badly, but I never had a chance. I finally downloaded it because it's a part of the Xbox Game Pass sort of service. And that was Elite Dangerous. And yeah, this game's not for me either. It's, you actually, like your little ship, you have thrusters to go like, sort of tilt you around, tilt you up, sort of spin you around. And it is so detailed, the actual movement and the physics of the game. And when you know that it's too much for you, you just turn it off. And this next game, I do apologise, I'll get the name wrong. And I think it's Suzerain. But this one we got on the Nintendo Switch, and it's like a strategy sort of game. The first sort of 10-20 minutes that I played of it, I never actually got into what I would call gameplay. It was just loads and loads of text and options to choose and for your dictatorship and things. And I'm not even sure if I'll be able to go back to it. It is just not my sort of game. Hopefully someone else on the team has got the game, a copy of the game to review, so there will be some future update on the game. There is a video on our YouTube channel. It's not the best. I had to put my camera near the screen to take a video of the screen because I don't have any drop wave. I guess I could just sort of shove it into maybe. Anyway, next on, the F1 mobile game. So the actual, so not the F1 Flash, the actual F1 full 3D racing game. And it's not bad. Not best, it's not bad. This one, it must be an in-house sort of engine that's created for it. So much better than the original game. Has a little bit of stutters here and there, but technically speaking, it's so much better. I believe I read before that they're doing like a free update for it, where it's actually got like all the new car liveries and designs and drivers and things. Next up, Ultimate Car Driving Simulator. And again, this is on the mobile. It looks very similar to the Demolition Derby 2 circuit. So I don't know if it's the same developer, the same engine. All they've done is they've taken the collision sort of like crashes on purpose out of the game, put in more sports looking cars, and the open world's not like derelict like farmland and stuff anymore. It's more of an in-city. But graphically it looks good, it plays well. It's just, again, the handling doesn't feel right. It's just something about it just doesn't feel right. I think the engine needs an update. It just, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, even for free. Too many adverts, too many compromises to the game. Next up, I had a quick, and I mean quick, Castlevania Grimoire of Souls. Is it Grimoire of Souls? Something like that. On the Apple Arcade. Because like this might be an Android tablet, but I've got an iPad downstairs. And it seems very similar to like the old sort of like action platformer game. Might be wrong, it might be very much like the Symphony of the Night sort of stuff, but again, I didn't give it 10-15 minutes, so. Never been a big Castlevania fan. I've never been... anything about... I'm over in the UK. Do you guys think over in America, the big games of the early 90s, late 80s, so like Mega Man, Castlevania, Mario, all these sort of games, in the UK they weren't as big. Nintendo wasn't very big, Sega was quite big, and we had a lot of home computers, like the microcomputers, and we had a lot more variety, like Ninja, Shodown, and we had a lot more variety of games, and it wasn't just the Nintendo. I'd be willing to give it a go, but at the minute we are swamped with stuff. Next up, the last game that I played this week was Golf Peaks, and again I got sent a code. It's a golf puzzle game where it's like a top-down isometric sort of view, and you have like certain shots you can do. So some go for 2 squares, some go for 3, some go for 1, some chip it up, some chip it up 2, and you've got to try and use these options to get your ball into the hole. And it's just a puzzle game. That's all it is. It's not bad. It is a mobile game. It's what I would call a toilet game, where you just have 10 minutes free just to sit, tap your phone. But other than that, yeah, I wouldn't sort of say it was amazing. So that's what I've been playing this week. So we'll have a quick break. We'll come back with some news, and then yeah, that'll be episode 267. So back in a couple of minutes. News. And we're back. It's me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 267, and we've got some news, which we'll just rattle straight into it to get a quick one done this week. So it looks as though the new Hellraiser movie has finally announced that it's got its new Pinhead character, and it looks like they've cast Jamie Clayton in this role, and she is female. People might recognise that. And there's been a bit of like, oh, you're changing the character to female, all this. In the original books, the character was female, and then they changed it to male in the movies. So I guess people who don't know the books might think that they're changing it just because all this feminism and female rights and things that are happening in the background. But it might be a bit to do that, and it might also be the fact that they're going back to the source material, redoing things from scratch. So, I mean, I'd like to see it. I enjoyed some of the Hellraiser sort of movies. They were quite fun. Next up, Xbox have announced that they're doing an anniversary special edition, 20th anniversary edition of their controller. And looking at the picture, it looks like a see-through, smoky black sort of colour, and it looks more like in the styling of the original Xbox sort of controller. It looks nice. I don't know if I'd pay 50, 60 quid or whatever it is for it, but other than that, it's pretty cool. It's a nice looking controller. I've seen a lot worse. I'm gonna get this wrong, I apologise. Koichi Sugiyama, Dragon Quest composer, died at the age of 90. So I know it's always sad, but that's an amazing long life. I can only dream of that. I'm 40 now and I feel as though I'm going to drop down any minute. But yeah, so Dragon Quest composer, he will have done a lot more sort of stuff. I'd have a guess, with it being Dragon Quest, it'll have been much more like the Final Fantasy sort of stuff, much more high-end, live, sort of like composing of the full thing. But yeah, so sorry to see that he has died. So next up, we have Diablo 4 has a new director. So Joe Shelley, who worked on Warcraft, World of Warcraft and Diablo 3, has taken over as the director of Diablo 4. This is because Blizzard and Activision, a lot of their people left, and so other directors and composers and people are stepping up to new roles. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how Diablo 4 goes. So next up, Eidos Montreal is the first AAA developer to basically, they've now adopted and said that they will be doing a 4-day working week, and that'll be to help with working conditions that a lot of people are going on about at the moment. I don't know how that'll help with when it gets to crunch, because then they'll be doing 7 days a week, 20 hours a day. It's crazy how things work. But they're in the middle of doing I guess they're nearly at the finish of doing their Guardians of the Galaxy game. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how things go. So next up, now I loved the remake, the reboot, what you want to call it, of the Lost in Space TV series that Netflix did about 4 years ago. And they've just officially released the official season 3 teaser trailer sort of thing. So season 1 was amazing, season 2 was so. Hopefully this is the 3rd and final season that they said they're doing. So hopefully they go out with a bang and they make this amazing. So I will live in hope that this is amazing.
I thought I could
So
save everybody. I'm doing this so you all can survive. Because you're my family. And I love you. I just hope it's enough. This is my final transmission.
they've also just released the upcoming trailer for the movie, the Resident Evil. So
Come on.
Resident Evil brilliant franchise. So I think it's called Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City.
Every story has a beginning.
So there'll be a trailer that up in the top now. I've not watched it yet.
Discover the origin of
but
evil.
I enjoyed the first Resident Evil movie, and a couple of the other ones were alright for popcorn munching sort of.
They're not true now.
Things.
We need to expose Umbrella.
But they weren't like the best of movies, were they?
Watch this.
So hopefully this will take the franchise in a new direction, and you know, it's money in it. At the end of the day, it's money. People want money.
Chernobyl, if you know what I mean. People are getting sick. You gotta help us, Claire. Let the world know what's really going on.
We have to contain this.
Shall we go?
Into a crisis, times when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out. What's in my head, and I am feeling.
What were Umbrella doing here?
This is where they're experimenting on him.
We should split up.
And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream to the top of my lungs. What's going on?
What the?
And I say,
We gotta get out of here.
We're gonna take Umbrella down.
So from the looks of things, now I think this story was originally about 3 or 4 years ago, because I heard this before, that EA were thinking of ditching the FIFA name from the FIFA soccer, FIFA football. And that's probably because back in the early 90s, the FIFA sort of license covered like all the names, all the sort of like leagues, all the clubs internationally, but I think nowadays a lot of the clubs have their own branding license, so they have to get the FIFA license, then they have to go to like Barcelona, to Man United, to Liverpool to get their individual licenses, to get their players and likenesses, and so I think EA is considering, it's like, is it too much to basically, because like everyone just says, oh, let's get the FIFA, they don't say, oh, let's get the EA soccer game, but are they just gonna call it like, because I know when EA didn't have the MMA, so I think it was just EA's MMA, wasn't it? Was it just MMA? I think it was. It wasn't like, because I know they've now got the UFC license, but back then they didn't. It was just MMA. So they're going to be as generic as just EA soccer, EA Sports soccer, or will they go like call it like Life Soccer, something stupid. You just don't know what they're thinking, but we'll see what happens. It looks as though that the Xbox Series S, Series X 1TB storage expansion card has finally gone down to like under £150 in the UK. So I think it's like £149.99. So. But basically, now that they've got the 512 gig, that'll be like £100. I think it does need to drop down. It really does, but I mean, it's expensive. Memory's expensive nowadays. It really is. So I understand why it's so expensive, but hopefully with the Seagate exclusivity runs out end of this year, Then after that, hopefully, other manufacturers will be able to make their own, and that might draw the price down. So, one of the worst Marvel movies for the last decade or so. So when was Thor: The Dark World? Because that was bad. But anyway, Black Widow is now, it says free to Disney Plus subscribers. So I guess it's like, if you're already subscribing, it's not free because you're already paying for the service. But you get what I mean. It's now included with the subscription service. But I did honestly think that it was one of the worst movies I've seen. It was bad. And another quick one, I'm not going to go into detail, but it looks as though Gearbox, they've had a reshuffle of their sort of like leadership, if you want to call it that. And it looks like Randy Pitchford has stepped away as the CEO, I think, of the games division, and he's gone more to the movies and, you know, like the TV side of things. So I guess he'll be trying to get the, well, they are doing the, I can't remember the actual name, Borderlands movie, aren't they? They are doing that. So I guess he'll be trying to get more income, more money through those sort of deals. Should we do... Nah. Do you know what? I'll skip the top 40 this week because I just can't be bothered. Just get this recorded, get this done, get it up. So, first of all, thanks for watching. Being me, David, from One Up Gaming, episode 267. Please go to our website, which is oneupgaming.co.uk. We're on Patreon, so it's patreon.com/OUG. You can buy some bits and bobs from bluecyborg.com. Just search One Up Gaming. The album that I mentioned earlier is out now. Games inspired music. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. Our podcasts are available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. We've got Amazon links on our website, so if you're using Amazon, use those links. Just because we're advertising Amazon, we get a small £1 or something stupid for each sale. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, just search One Up Gaming. I believe YouTube now, it's like youtube.com/oneupgaming1 or something, I don't know. Just search One Up Gaming, surely you'll find something. We've got about 200 followers now, so that's really good. Thank you all for subscribing. We're on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/OUGofficial. We're on Twitter, so if you want to tweet us, it's @OUGofficial. We've got about 1,500 followers on there. And finally, if you want to email us, it's contact@oneupgaming.co.uk. Please, if you're listening to this, subscribe to us on like iTunes, Podbean, anywhere you subscribe to podcasts. Leave positive feedback, 5 stars. It really helps in the searches for podcasts and things. And I will call that a show. So thank you all for watching. It's been me, David, One Up Gaming. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey guys, Justin here. I just wanted to say that I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you a lot. Yes, you in particular. In that way. And I wanted to say, I think you're great. I've always said that about you. And I was wondering, if you think we're great, if you could give us a quick rating on iTunes, we'd really appreciate it. It would really, really help us out in that, podcasty sort of way. And if you're feeling particularly festive, perhaps even a little saucy, maybe stop by our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/OUG and see if you can't slip a few bucks our way. After all, every little penny or whatever space money they use in Europe helps out the show. Thanks for listening. OUG Gaming will always be free, but with your support, we can always move forward and always be better. Do you have trouble sleeping? Tossing and turning all night? Nothing you do seems to help. You're not getting your recommended 6 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Well, now there's a solution. Now there's Fat Cat Fly. With Fat Cat Fly, you'll easily get the sleep that you deserve. Download for free on the iOS App Store, and you're guaranteed to get a good night's sleep with very few side effects, as you help a fluffy kitty eat all the junk food that he wants. Side effects may include sleeplessness and desire for cheeseburgers if erection lasts more than 5 hours. See a physician. Try Fat Cat Fly today. Visit facebook.com/fatcatfly because you deserve a better life.
Can't take my power. You can't take my power, take my power. We're too strong now, we'll devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour. And I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it takes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power. Take my power, we're too strong, I will devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour. And I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it takes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my power. Show some respect is what you better do. I got this intellectually and I will do away with you. This will I have protected me has already informed me to. Now let your music infect me. Cause you can't take my power. Can't take my power, I'm stronger, hunger for knowledge. And you know I cannot let you hold me down. So I will take a stand. And I feel I'm the best there is around to make them understand that it's a revolution going down. By now you know the plan. And so I'm gaining fans. I'm hoping they will see that I have come to change the game. I will eventually. Won't hear me flowing off the brain. I deal in poetry. You'll know it's me before you see how witty I can really be. Can't take my power. I know you here in the industry. Not everybody selling dope. Most of us know the penalty. So I began to create hope. I'll distribute it musically. And now they all confused to see there's nothing they can do to me. You can't take my power. Take my power. Take my power. Take my power. Take my. You can't take my. You can't take my power. Take my. You can't take my power. Take my power. Take my power. Take my power. Take my. You can't take my. You can't take my. You can't take my power. Take my power. We're too strong. I will devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour. And I won't cower. And I won't cower. No, it takes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my. You can't take my power. Show some respect is what you better do. I got this intellectually and I will do away with you. This will I have protected me has already informed me to. Now let your music infect me. Cause you can't take my. You can't take my power. Take my power, demon. With God and never leaving. Cause I'm believing if I battle you it won't be even. I might just be the reason they bringing out a legion. Now they've surrounded me. It's ready for whatever season. I left some saying how he disappeared in front of me. The rest of them were laying, only playing games of hide and seek. And lyrically I'm spraying haterade cause they keep bugging me. Keep running, hiding, ducking out. Cause musically I'm bugging now. Can't take my power, we're too strong, I will devour every obstacle they throw at me. Get stronger by the hour. And I won't cower, and I won't cower. No, it takes a little sour as you watch me walk in victory. Cause you can't take my. You can't take my power. Take my power, take my power, take my power. Can't take my power, take my. You can't take my. You can't take my power. Can't take my power, take my power. Can't take my power, take my power. You can't take my power, take my. You can't take my. You can't take my. You can't take my power. The power is yours. Don't ever let nobody take your power. I'm gonna give it to you, you keep it. You keep it in your hands, you hold on to it. Don't ever let nobody else take your power. And trust me, they gon' try to take it. But you know what you do? You look them in the eye and you say, you can't take my power. Yeah, that's gonna be the anthem right there. You can't take my power. I ain't gonna never be like you, homie. I'm gonna be me, individual, that's right. Kid. Can't take my, you can't take my power. Can't take my power. Can't can't take my, you can't take my power, can't take it, you can't take it. Made a promise, I won't break it. The best is here, I won't fake it. And I'm not being complacent, cause I speak true innovation. I'm working for emulation, I will succeed while they waiting. Can't take my power.